Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome back to the Weekly SEO. Which episode is that? 10th?
I don't
I
remember.
don't know. Yeah, me too. So sorry.
How are you doing, guys?
I'm good. I have some pimples, but I won't dance today. Don't worry. You won't see me in my pajamas. I'm good most of the week, during the week.
Amazing. What about you, Adam?
Oh, just now I have some internet connection, but without this, I'm pretty good. And this is the last day of the week, and I'm so energetic. Still, I'm so energetic because we have Weekly SEO, and we will share our knowledge and our experience today.
Yep.
And what about you, Roma?
Oh, thanks for asking, man. I'm good. All good. As always. I hope we will not have like the most common issue with our losing the internet network. Who doesn't know the goal of these sessions, by the way? Here we are trying to keep you updated in the SEO industry because there is like a lot of news, a lot of Google algorithm updates, and some we will share actually some experiences we had this week. Like I am going to cover how to deal with developers as an SEO. Bushra, we will go through content as always, and Adam will go through page speed optimizations. There is a lot of metrics that you need to know before May 2021. And about the deck we are covering today, we will share that actually under this video in the description section on YouTube. So you, after this live stream, you can check from there. In 1 hour, we will add that with timestamps. And I missed something. You want to add something?
No, not right now.
Okay, actually, we also have a landing page, by the way, on boosttrust.com. You can visit the live streams on the top header menu. There is Weekly SEO live stream. So when you click there, you can find the newsletter. So you can also register to have your email every Monday about the sessions, about our latest blog posts, about actionable SEO tips we are sharing, and other SEO news. So, okay, we have Tugaycan. Hi, Tugaycan, Sumeye, Orkun. Hey, everyone. How are you doing?
We are fine.
Okay, let me share the screen then. Nice. So, again, my name is Roman Adamita. I am leading and encouraging the SEO team at Boostros as a director of SEO.
And I'm Bushra. You may know me from my YouTube videos. I'm the content queenish of this space. I'm the senior SEO executive of Boostros, and I'm working here for a year, almost a year now. Time passes so fast, and Roman is gone. Adam? Yep.
Yeah, and I'm Adam, and I'm working as an SEO associate in Boostras. I am a member of this team, and today I will talk about again the core web vitals, and and we will talk about in the next slide also.
Great. So let's start then. What we will cover today in this session It's in my side, I will cover unlimited shades on how to deal with the developers as an SEO. Who inspired me to talk about this topic? How do I approach the developers? What is the specific issue and where it can be tested? What is the best way to solve the issue? How did others feel about this particular topic? And other some great resources.
And I will cover the topics such as how to detect team pages, Google updated robots meta tech documentation and ask for feedback, video best practices for Google search and discover, how to establish SEO goals, asking for resources to start SEO optimization, and how to decide to delete a piece of content.
Amazing.
And I have a good blog post, and I will cover about that. Like, I will share with you my new blog post. That's alert, and I will cover Core Web Vitals by industry. That's a good research. And is Core Web Vitals more than ranking, or we have another user experience issue in this? And can browser extensions impact your Core Web Vitals score or not? And I will also talk about the effect of visible font and image while loading page.
Great. Also, we have Ozan. Ozan, welcome to the Weekly SEO. Hope you will enjoy. We will forget about example 2, but it's okay. No one's seen that. So let's get started. Who inspires me to talk about this topic, to cover this topic? It's actually John Mueller from Google. He asked on Twitter, in your experience, what works best to encourage developers to engage and listen to SEO advice? That is like almost 300 tweets, I think. Everyone has their thoughts, ideas, but everyone works, everything works because everyone has experiences regarding how to work with the developers, because they are not robots. We are not robots. So we actually need somehow to encourage each other, like we encourage and leading a team as a company, or if we are working freelance also. So John Mueller inspired me to cover this topic because I am working with the developers also. Bushra and Adam also, they work with the developers, with the content writers. So they also have their ideas, their approach, and I will go through today unlimited shades on how to deal with the developers. Hello, Esra. Welcome.
I love working with developers. Sometimes we can communicate with only a screenshot. We are like telepathic with some of them.
Yeah, definitely. Also, we have Neslian, which is co-founder of HeyBooster.ai. By the way, it's a great tool. You need to try that because you can still have a trial account like for 2 weeks. So it's a native marketing. Okay, let's go through the topics. How do I approach the developers? I forgot to delete that short description, but okay, it's a template. So I added the image that I shared with one of the client, which is from IT department. Here I can't show everything, the context, but I will share here's the problem title and here's the brief about the problem. And also I gave them screenshots regarding their homepage, how it looks like their page speeds on the homepage. So they see here, right here, the homepage is really poor from page speed side. And I gave them the brief, what is this all about, in a shortly, of course. And then I cover what is the specific issue and where it can be tested. So it's also included on the report, but actually in this report, it's another report right here. So I gave them a sheet where is included all the URLs with page speed issues, because they need we need to show specific issues on specific pages. We need to show why it hurts. We need to show the metrics. Like I gave here, like Google Analytics organic users on January 2021 in 1 month. And then I gave the metric like largest contentful paint time for based on seconds. So I arranged them like the lowest and the higher. And then total page size, HTML size, image size, and etc. technique metrics. And also the most important thing is here is to show why it hurts. So I added the Google Analytics average session duration in the same month of January 2021. So here, I think you are not seeing the numbers, but if you see red here, then it's really slow. Not slow, but users don't like that pages. Users don't wait to load for loading the page. And we need actually to give a simple explanation about this report. Really, really simple. What is this all about? Like, what is largest contentful paint time? Because usually developers like don't know what is CLS, LCP, TBT, etc. So we need to explain that in a really simple way. Like we have Wikipedia, right? So Wikipedia has really a lot of content. Then in that page, the content is loading really slowly. Then it's about maybe LSP or another ones. So we need to give simple explanation about this report and what is that LSP in a simple title. And then from Google Search Console, or if you use another API things, you can show that one. But I recommend to get that from Google Search Console. So then what I do, what is the best way to solve the problem? I give them how to solve that problems step by step. So we all know that developers are not just solving the SEO problems, because they are also fixing bugs on websites. They also work on design part, UI, UX. So SEO is just a part of their job. SEO, sometimes clients come to us not to get really a lot of technical issues. So they don't expect that a lot of things, but they actually don't know there is a lot of technical issues. So that's why we need their developers. We need to work with them. So we need to show them what this is all about. Like there is technical issues on page speed, and then we need to explain how it works. What is the best practices for SEO? What's the case studies? Like how to solve that problem in a really simple way, or to give a solution briefly. So they know their job much better than us, but we need to explain what we clearly expect from the SEO side. So maybe there is resources that you can share with them, or if you have already your experience in other websites, you can share that. Show some examples of what kind of problem is there and how it should be solved to gain better experience. So they know how to solve that. You give some best practices, but also you need to show some examples from another website, from the best competitors, for example, or from Google's best practices. Büşra, I think you want to add something.
Yeah, I want to add something. Yes, you just understand from my mimics. Of course, they are knowing their job better than us. They are the developers, but I think we should think here that they have limited time. They have to focus lots of things, and we don't need to write a poem for them or a short story, like a Gothic short story. That's why we need to be clear. We need to know what we want when we write something to them, because they don't have time. and they don't have to understand all of the long paragraphs we write. We just provide clear information for them.
Yeah, definitely.
And another way, sometimes
Okay.
software. Okay, can you hear me? I hope my internet connection is not lost.
I can hear you, but Roman,
Yeah.
are you with us?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to add something in this period. Sometimes software engineers just they are building something, typing something, but they don't analyze it. It works; it's enough for them. Sometimes it works in some companies in this way. So you need to notify these problems and report him and or her. Okay, and then they can fix it.
Yeah, definitely, Adam. Thank you for your contribution here, because you also work with developers. You also work on core web vitals issues. So this is really a complex topic, which like developers don't know, but they know that user experience should be really great on the website. So we need like, if there is a unused JavaScript on the website and if it's really like hurts the user experience and page speed, then it's much better to solve that issue on the website. So
definitely.
we need to explain that in a simple way, why it hurts, what's the problem, and to estimate the results, what it will be after this. So after solving this problem, for example, the page speed will reduce by 3 seconds after this optimization.
Exactly.
Right.
Like,
okay.
I have experience in this way also. Like just you can build something in your website, but if you build it, you need to analyze it, and it works, but you can make it maybe more flexible, more fast, and people can achieve that in easy way.
Excellent. So if there is anyone that's also working with the developers as an SEO, then you can share your experience in the comment side, by the way. So I will continue with be kind, because they are also, like I said, they are human beings like us. They are working on a lot of projects. They have their sprints, they have their backlogs, they have their like onboard tasks, and a lot of crucial and really important tasks. So you need to be kind with them. You need to be patient. If you shared the reports about the problems, you need to wait a little bit, because they also have a deployment, because there is a lot of bugs on the website. So it's not the most crucial, maybe it's not the most crucial thing in their website. So you need to be patient, and also you need to be solution oriented. Is everything okay with my connection?
Yes, okay. I'm just noticing you. You're telling something so right. Damn right.
Okay, great. So, like I said, you need to be solution oriented, because if there is another way, an alternative way to show them, because like they can't implement one thing, for example, right? They can't remove JavaScript, unused JavaScript on the page, because that JavaScript is used on another pages. So you need to have another option, an alternative option to give them, to share with them. So know about that. Keep in mind that. And also, how did others feel about this particular topic on how to work with the developers as an SEO? There is literally Nick Wilson, Aleida Solis, and another like almost 300 people which shared a lot of experiences under John Mueller's tweet. So, for example, Ray said, don't attempt to explain to them how to do their job. Tell them what you are hoping to accomplish and why it's important. Avoid providing recommendations in a way that makes it sound like they broke something or did something wrong. Don't do that, because you will not be kind, like I said here. It's a really bad way to communicate with the developers. And Nick shared that engaging with respect, clear requirements and use cases, not starting with assumed solutions, helping them understand why this is important to SEO. Like I said before, it's really, really important. So I gave 3+, Nick. Thank you for that. It's really, really great recommendation. Sharing back successes, like case studies before you got, celebrating cross-team contributions to senior stakeholders and in case studies. And Aleda shared 3 main points here, which is really important, I think. Set SEO plus development training to share importance of working together and how both disciplines contribute to each other. Explain the why of requests and do it so in an easy way from them to implement. Share with them achieved goals or results from released implementations. So I wanted to read that because maybe there on screen you can't see everything because of internet connection, but there is really a lot of experiments, a lot of people work on this part, on this topic. So another one I wanted to share with you, here is some really great resources. One of them I shared on Twitter, there is SearchPilot, which do every week SEO A/B tests. So I have this test on my email every week, and they're trying something new. Like someone says something, but if you don't test that, you will not know the results, right? So I like this a lot. I am really blown away about these experimentations. So you need to check that website, I think, if you like to know about SEO A/B tests, if something is still working. For example, to add a keyword in H1 tags, it's still working. Yes, it's still working because there's results. But it depends. Like most of the time, John will say it depends. Yeah, of course it depends. It depends on the website, depends on your infrastructure, it depends on your page speeds, etc. There is a lot of criterias. And also there is Minko Gechev, which shared one of things that I really am loving. I'm low that because I'm using a lot web developers tool like inspect tools on Chrome. So there is a lot of recommendations you can use day by day. It's not actually just for SEO, but it's also if you are like UX designer, or you do something design, it's also for you too. So you need to check that resource. I will share that, like I said. So in my site, for example, I gave here a screenshot, a GIF. Like I entered in the console inspect tool, like document.design mode equal to on. So when you enter that, you can change everything on the page. For example, you want to show developer like there needs to be a H1 in the page. So you can change everything in a page just to do that, to enter that rule on your browser. So that's it. I wanted to share. If you guys have another recommendations, you can share right here, or we are going to be sure.
I'm ready, I guess, to talk.
Okay, so let's go.
Hi, guys. It's my turn to speak right now, and I'm so happy about it. This week, I just published a new video on Bootstrap's YouTube account. You can watch it from there. And I also left the link below the deck. You can find it from the deck. I'm talking about 4 effective methods to detecting content on your website. And actually, I don't want to give any spoilers, but one of them includes Google Analytics. If you don't want to use Google Analytics, you can always use Hey Booster for free. You can just try it. And I'm gonna start with the news this week. We just heard this week, at the beginning of this week, that Google updated their robots meta documentation, and I actually checked it. There are many more examples about how to use the robots here on the list format. It's a good documentation, and Gary also asked for some advice, some feedback. After you just go there and check the document, you can just leave it feedback from there, because I guess they want to improve it as much as possible, and feedbacks are important at this point.
Okay.
And another thing I want to share as a news, there's a really good video on Google's YouTube Google Central YouTube account. I'm mixing Turkish and English. Interesting.
Yeah.
My brain. Unconsciously. So they have a video called Video Best Practices for Google Search and Discover. The video is really detailed and good. Matilda tells the story. It tells how Google identifies a video through video HTML text, structured data markup, and video sitemaps. It also gives information about how Google understands the video, the context of the video, according to text on the page, links to the page, structured data markup, and video content files. Is my connection back? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I need to get to the other slide.
Here is it.
I just think that I lost the connection. So I'm continuing to talk about video best practices, of course. She also talks about how to publish your videos on your website. She strongly suggests that you should make your videos on the web publicly on a web page, and with proper structured data video object markup, and including a high quality thumbnail, because thumbnails are important, because video results are also shown in the images and video section of Google search results. And of course, if you are regularly publishing or sharing videos on your website, you should create you should create and submit a video sitemap. And also she told us that we should not block our video content files. They could be accessible so that Google can come and find them.
Definitely. So can I click to the next?
Yes, yes, please.
Yes, please.
Sorry about
Here you go.
So this week was really interesting and inspirational for me. I just attended the Women in Tech SEO Festival, virtual festival. And for 3 days, there were 6 inspirational talks from the SEO industry, women's. And it's an exclusive event for SEO, women SEOs, and it was really good. And of course, Aleida Solis was one of the speakers, and she had a really amazing presentation. I just want to talk a little bit about it, and I just left her slide share URL below. You can go and check all of the amazing GIFs, memes, and other stuff. There's a really great storytelling there and funny. And in this triangle, she talks about how to establish our SEO goals. Actually, the main topic of the presentation was how to be a successful SEO, how to persuade your customer, your clients, the decision makers, everyone. So it's for like effective tips for success thing, and very inspirational and motivational speech. Of course, we are providing some KPIs. Because we need to define some KPIs to measure our success. Okay, the visibility, the keyword visibility, the overall website impressions, clicks, etc. Okay, these are the success metrics for SEO. Okay, but when we go to the decision makers, they won't understand this. We have to find a common language with them so that they can understand and they can create some resource for us in terms of development and content for this. And we are also thinking over this all the time. Can we change and improve our KPI and goal system? We should include some KPIs or goals to persuade our decision makers, such as I will increase your sales. I plan to increase your sales by this percent in the next 3 months, etc. Or I will increase your conversion rates. Of course, we cannot say an exact number. They are just estimations, but most of the time, decision makers love this kind of goals to see. And when we achieve it, they are happy to create. They are happy to share more and more resource with us to create something new.
Yep.
What's happening?
I just felt that I'm in the series Chernobyl. Like this, in Pripyat. Okay. There was another slide from Aleida's presentation, and it was about asking for resources to start SEO optimizations. So this GIF is really funny. Facial structure of the man is really funny. And actually, this is related to your topic too, Roma. Maybe you want to add something here. For me, it's like when we go to a decision maker or a C-level manager, we should say something different rather than we say to a content marketer or a software developer, I guess, to want something. Everyone talks in a different language. When we go to a decision maker, if we say, okay, I will check crawlability, indexability, and ranking growth, he won't probably understand anything because he has a really heavy daily schedule, or she has a really heavy daily schedule, and they don't have to understand and know everything. We are the ones who should tell them, but as for asking resources, we shouldn't go to them like that. We should just support our ideas like, okay, if we do this, we will increase our traffic, and when our traffic increases, it will affect like this much to our sales. It will affect our sales. So we should just not think the beginning, the problem, solving the problem here while telling them, but we should give some details about the end product here. How will turn as more sales, more traffic, more conversion.
So actually, in my opinion, I think C-level people from companies, which is our clients, I don't want to be vulgar, but they actually don't give a shit too about like what it is about crawlability, what is indexing, or what's the page speeds, how kilobytes should be images on the website, or what we need to do with faceted navigation, pillar pages, etc. This everything, it's like technical. They need to know about, what about money, man? I give you money, you need to give me money also. Where's my money? like that. Of course, it's a little bit vulgar, but to be a little bit kindly, they expect to see how they increase it in organic traffic, what's their revenue, And if we really did something valuable for them, they need to know that in just a meeting. They don't have really a lot of time, so you need to invite them and to show them the results and not the problems, not the recommendations. Everything is just like it's pro bono for them. For us,
Yeah.
mostly like we do something, we get the results.
Yeah. Okay, that's the hot topic of one of the previous Brighton SEOs. How should I decide to delete a piece of content? Everyone was asking about it, and it was really interesting for me because I always think that deciding to delete a piece of content is a easy thing to do, but I think I just thought about it a little. And of course, if there is a problem, I want to write about it and I want to talk about it. I said I want to talk about it on the Weekly SEO. So,
Yeah.
Roman, Adem, I'm asking you, how can you decide to delete a piece of content?
Usually I'm asking you. Can I delete that content? Is the content really bad? Is really thin content? Or something like that. So, by the way, I want to ask, attend this here, people which is right here. If you were our client, what will you care about for your website? The problems or the results? Please comment them right here. So, about your questions, I think I answered already.
Yeah, you're the boss and you want me to do it.
No way. Bamba.
Okay.
Actually, in this topic, like I want to check the impression and click the blog post. If it's too old, probably I will choose this site. But you are a content, queen, and you know everything about this, and probably will give more information in this topic.
Thank you so much. One good saying and one bossy saying. Okay. Okay, so normally, thanks, Carol. Of course, it's the results. So when we just examine our contents, we go over the traffic impression numbers for a longer period. We shouldn't look at 1 month. 1 month is not enough because there may be seasonality. Something may affect the current traffic of the website or the page. So we should just look at their impression and traffic numbers in a longer period. Hopefully for a year or for a year and a half would be ideal. You can just get 16 months data from Google Search Console and Google Analytics too. Of course, conversion rate is also important, but if the content is low quality, you cannot know whether it will bring more conversion rate or not. Of course, there are some metrics here. If the page is a thin page or a duplicate page, we should also consider this. Maybe something may affect the performance of the page. I'm going to show an example about it in the next slide also. We should actually think many more criteria. I just suggest here to create a checklist for all of this stuff and think about all of this stuff. And after that, if you checked everything, then you can decide maybe deleting it or just adding it to another content piece and delete it. For if you don't want to leave that content behind totally.
So Bushra, I think that kind of topic should be a really more extended. Like it's a really long story. So what do you think about next week to share about your experiences or expertise on that part? Because you did a lot of tests, you get a lot of results. on like theme pages, you changed a lot of pages, you removed a lot of pages. So I think you can share your expertise regarding this topic.
Of course, I can talk about it. Let me think a little bit about the topic. I'm actually thinking of writing or shooting a video for it too, for people to read it. Actually, we call this process as content pruning, getting rid of the old content. It's called content pruning. It's like tree pruning, just getting the extra branches or dead branches of a tree, like that. We are getting rid of the unnecessary content on the web page. We can talk about it if they want. Just leave them in the comment section below, or leave them in the live chat right now.
Yep.
I want to show my.
You mentioned about theme page or not. I am not sure you explained that, but let me be a little short here because we out of the time almost. So we also have Adam here. So, for example, if you have a form which is like you need to have leads from there, or if it's a contact page, or if you give some addresses on your website, addresses for your stores, it's not a theme page because users expect that. So you need to know the user intent on that pages. You need to know the expect of that pages, what users will expect from that page. What's about your recommendations in that particular topic?
For theme page, I actually added as a reminder to yourself. So if it is classified as a theme page, it may not be unuseful all the time. You should just check the topic, check the possibility, the traffic you may bring if you do something right. You should think all of it. That's why I just said theme page there, because if it's a theme page, you shouldn't completely delete it without thinking. I actually wanted to say that here. And of course, the thing you said is really good. Also, sometimes we try to detect theme pages according to their bounce rates from Google Analytics, but again, the form pages, the contact pages, they have the highest bounce rates about other pages of a website, but it doesn't mean that they are theme pages or they are problematic pages. It's all depends of the user intent, the information they need to take from that piece of page. So it's so normal for that kind of pages, actually. It's a really good topic. Thank you. You just added there.
But sometimes, we can discover some really interesting theme pages in this way. Like sometimes developer can just type there, I just tried, is it work or not? That's kind of pages. We can analyze and discover that.
Oh man.
Let me give you an example here. Theme pages is, I don't know, it's a really different concept. If you're using deep crawl, for example, deep crawl shows you a really good theme page list. There may be some false positive ones because of URL parameters or the contact pages we just mentioned a few moments ago. But I just saw this. Most of the theme pages are like 2 paragraphs or 100 words, 200 words, like user guide, manual guide articles. I see it all the time. It happens most of the time on a website in a user guide section. I don't know why they keep doing it. Or they just put a picture and then just a few sentences under it and just left it like that, considering that they will be able to solve their problem when they come here. But if you think in terms of user intent, people will come there and they will try to find some information. They will spend time there. So it should be more detailed. And the thing, I lived here for a test. I just wanted one of my customers to add just one paragraph, like a 50 word paragraph to a web page, because she didn't have the time to rewrite it. And for another page, there was only, you also do the same thing, Roman, I know. Also, there was another page with 2 sentences and a video, 2 minutes video, and for that page, I just wanted her to write the content of the video on the page. What is told on the page? What is told on the content video? So I rechecked it; they were gone. But we just added 50 words.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't start to analyze this. They didn't classify the theme pages. So it's a really interesting classification, because even a piece of content, a really small piece of content, may affect the user behavior when they come on the page. It's a really interesting thing and really open to experimentation.
Yep.
By the way, you have a really good article about e-commerce theme pages.
Yeah. By the way, if you using any tools, for example, Deep Crawl, Screaming Frog, I am talking about the attendees right here, which watching us. You can share what kind of tools you use to find out if there is theme pages or not. And about, like, you mentioned that Deep Crawl show the results. Yeah, they show the results, but the decision maker should make the decision. Like, is that a theme page or not? That's why we have tools. That's why they save our time, because there's a lot of pages with problems, but we need to make a decision about that. So yeah, Bishra, you shared a video about that. There is a little bit explanations how to find out theme pages, and I also published one blog post regarding how to find out and to solve e-commerce theme pages, theme categories, or product pages. So you can find out in our Bootstrap blog or in our YouTube channel right here. So let's go through the next one, because really we are out of the time. And
I was going to say that actually. So this is an example from one of my clients. I won't say what is the article is about. So these two pages have the exact same topic and have kind of exact same subheadings. The two articles completely giving the same answers to the same topic. But one of them wasn't optimized enough, the one below, and the better one was this. I just wanted to check something here, whether this article is really good or not. It was a real test point for me. I wanted my client to optimize this article with, again, there are the same questions here, but with the questions people also asked section. Yeah, I just get all of the results from SEO Minion, and I just go over them. I just deleted the false positive ones or unrelated ones, and I wanted my customer to add these questions and give related answers to that questions. Actually, it was a user intent test, because I wasn't sure about the user intent part for this. It wasn't enough for me for this article. And after we just optimized this article, can you see here the effect? Here,
yeah,
it loses its visibility because it wasn't a good enough content. And here, this has become violently good. But of course, there are a lot of keyword cannibalization, duplicate keyword problem in that website. I'm trying to solve them again and again, because they're establishing. It's not establishing. They're publishing content really frequently. But this is our job. We will just try and find the problem and solve the problem, of course. But this is the effect of the duplicate page and cannibalization problem. So you should go over piece by piece. If there are similar pages here, you should just consider and compare their data like this. And after that, you should decide to delete one of them if it is necessary. For this one, of course, I just offered to delete the one on the top because it's an outdated content. Just think this, sometimes your content may be really good and may get really good traffic 2 years ago. Actually, this was a really old piece of content, while this is a newer one. Sometimes your content get out of the way. It may be outdated. It may be not a trend anymore. So you should sometimes say goodbye to that content and start and go over with a new one. These are all of them are as a combination of an experiment. We should be open to it.
Yeah. That's why we need to analyze like every piece of content which is published already in the website. So, Adam, thank you very much, Bushra.
Thank you for information, Bushra. That was really, really, really great. And
I remember when I close my camera, okay, nobody is here.
and welcome to the new door. You know, that's Core Web Vitals and another world of SEO. And now I recently published a blog post where I explain in detail all the problems that cause cumulative layout shift in general, and shared my experiences in this blog post. And I also plan to update this detailed guide most of time. You know, maybe it's another really interesting examples I can update it. And it includes also like what is the cumulative layout shift metric from this post, and how much it's reflected or how much is affected on overall score, and what problems does it consist of, and how can we solve these problems, and which problem solved positively changed the CLS metric in what direction. And it was a beautiful article with examples such as and decorated with graphics and images. Okay, I promoted a lot in this blog post, but guys, you need to read it. Really, it's perfect.
Adam, you deserve that. You deserve
Thank
that.
you.
Of course, it's a really great topic.
I really hate websites with low cumulative layout shift performance. It's really
that's
boring.
not just you, like not only you. Probably every user hates this CLS problem. And I found this really, really great research, and it was kind of a sectoral research, was conducted based on a certain number of websites with the most traffic, and comparison of these four sectors such as education, finance, B2B, and retail, and it was made. And at this point, and an evaluation has been made by taking the average of LCP, FID, and the CLS of these websites. And especially in terms of LCP value, it is in the category that is the fastest sector in the first opening period, and likewise the best performing category in the FID metric. And in fact, the finance category is the most suitable sector for this. And you know, as it needs to engage the user a little more immediately in this finance sector, and because you don't have time, and you need to how can I say it, like to use this website and use and maybe your finance problems, and that's why they create their website accordingly most suitable for FID. And for example, normally the worst performing retail websites here among these categories, it's the worst one, and finance is the best in this among these categories. And you know, this retail website always has like kind of fancy and high dimensional images to promote campaigns, to bring a lot of engagement. You know, like we can give an example, maybe from Turkey. Maybe it's Trendyol. You know, when you enter this website, it's like every banner is saying to you, "Man, come here. This campaign is for you." And another one, no, that's for you. And all brand is this kind of fancy things, and so that's really normal. And you know, in the homepage is there are lots of products in this homepage, and that's really affect our LCP metric. And as I said, like more messy layout to promote their products, and sometimes it's also CLS metric is the worst one in this retail category, because as
Adam says,
As
yeah,
Adam
lots
said,
of photos and this. Yeah, and I can't hear you very well, but
we can hear you, Adam. You can continue.
okay, and that was the research, and really I like it because I had this kind of this plan to research in these categories and these websites, and you can also click into the URL and you can learn what's the methodology in this research.
Is there a way to click from the screen to the link?
No, we put in the description detail, and you can find our presentation, and you can click from there.
Oh, Adam, I'm just kidding, man.
By the way, 2 weeks ago, we just announced another study about Drupal as one of the best performing core web vitals performing CMS thing, this platform. And I wasn't content about it because I really wondered what other people thought about it. And I asked it on a special Slack channel for 1,000 people. And they just answer it. It's not always the base. It depends on how you use and optimize your CMS.
Of course.
I just wanted to add there, your CMS structure really good. You should structure your CMS really good and optimize it, because if you don't establish it well, sometimes whatever you do, you cannot achieve something without the correct structure, the correct route here. If you want, okay, I'm talking about the people who want to open their websites.
Yeah, of course. Like sometimes their theme is also so optimized, but people sometimes they can upload their photo is really huge, and that it depends on how you use it. Is actually that's the how we explain it the right way. And okay, we always talk about upcoming update and talk about like Core Web Vitals is more and more being an important ranking factor, but it's just only important for ranking, or it's affect another metrics also. Of course, that's not just for ranking, and in fact, each of metrics is linked to another metric, and this only affects your performance in other marketing areas for SEO or PPC and other areas. And for example, when you share an ad in this PPC area, if you are very bad with your LCP metric, the bounce rate will increase. You know, just people can't wait your website to open it, and just like waiting on the mobile phone, that probably people won't do it. And when the user clicks on it, you know, they want to be must be more and more easier to achieve that. Yeah. And probably it's also it will reflect on you as a bad experience for both your user experience and both your budget and site quality score. If you have poor performance in the CLS metric, this won't only improve the ranking, but also improve the quality of experience you provide to the user.
Definitely.
And while interacting during the loading phase, nobody wanna shift the elements and go to the different page. You know, sometimes it's something is coming to on the mobile screen, and you are click it wrongly, and sometimes that's a really bad experience. And you say to yourself, okay, this is the last one. I want to use this website again. And yeah, this pop-ups is sometimes that's really bad experience. And as we said also on the finance side, like if you have a bank transaction, these are daily rush jobs. You know, you need to rush, you need to maybe send money to someone. That's why the FID value is not just only for ranking, also it's also decision-making phase, and that's why we need to improve our FID metric in this kind of finance industry. And as I said before, again, as I said before, in this research, finance is really has really great FID metric score in this area, and because they created this website with developer in this way. So Core Web Vitals is not just only for ranking, and Core Web Vitals is sometimes describing to your story. If you're a retail, you need to be fancy, and your LCPs maybe worse. But if you're in finance sector, you need to be fast, and people need to maybe sending money or daily these rush jobs. They need to make it. So you need to be fast.
Excellent, Adam. Excellent explanation, really.
Thank you, man. And as you know, everyone know this name, Barry Schwartz, but I don't pronounce it very well. But Schwartz, it's something like it sounds so Germanic.
Close now.
And when I saw something about Core Web Vitals and searching something, this man always describe everything with detail, and really I like it. And this is the question is today: can browser extensions impact your Google score, your Core Web Vitals score, or not? And you can access this mini article in more detail from the link below. And we described it. You can find it from the description site. And in fact, it's one of the most problems that may occur in the field data measured with Chrome user experience. What if our user is using a plugin and it affects our Core Web Vitals score or not? Or does it affect? And he explains substance like that we shouldn't worry about this, because it uses the mobile side of Core Web Vitals values or the ranking factor, not the desktop one. And people are not using this our how can I say it, our website, and they don't use any extension on the mobile side. So that's not like okay, we are in SEO and we are using some really many extensions in our Chrome or another browsers, but that's not it's the same in the mobile side, and you don't need to worry about this, and probably it won't affect your Core Web Vitals score, because Google care about your mobile field data in the Core Web Vitals score. So guys,
here is more about internet connectivity. It's about internet speed.
Yeah, it's also, but it's I mentioned about for especially on CLS, yeah, because sometimes you are using extensions. Maybe you can disable the JavaScript or something like that. That can be a problem. So guys, are you using any extension on the mobile side? This is the question for you.
Oh, that's a tricky question. What about you?
Actually, I don't use, but don't ask my Chrome. It's really with full plugins. That's huge. And last weekly SEO, I shared with you a good example of hero image and with video. This is with the opening phase in the website, and approximately I told us that provide us advantages in a 3 or 4 seconds in the SCP metric. And again, I encounter another CLS problem here. That's really good case for me, and I experienced it. Okay, it's it's the last day, and sometimes I can't speak. That's really bad. I experience it in this every day. This CLS metric is a problems on the website. It's really a bad problem, and I also mentioned about that in my blog post. During the loading phase, loading process of our website, we have an experience of about is the photo, and you can see it like 1.15 points due to the invisible font here. So what should you do it? Because you are using that's the font, and you need to preload it. And because this causes the shift problems, and especially on the mobile side, and that affects our cumulative layout sheet problem, just 1.15. And but there's more, and the little elements in your loading process don't affect us. And suddenly loaded a large hero image here, and as you seen it, that's it's really the website, not the website, like Core Web Vitals saying you, man, game over. That's really, it's really, really bad CLS score here. And because our score was 1.15 and suddenly reached the score 0.47 here, and it's really, really bad. And loading some basic elements as a preload is not only a matter of our speed, but actually also you are improving the experience here, because you won't make any shift on your website, and people doesn't notify this on the mobile side, because this photo is really huge, and the fonts are sometimes loading, and that sometimes affect your shift on your mobile side. So and here also you need to define, you need to visible your image, and you need to also make and define weight and height, these attributes on your photos, and to not affect your CLS metric, and to not affect your shifts on your website. And we can easily prevent the shift here with by doing this.
Adem, would you like to share what kind of tool did you use here? Because someone can maybe don't know.
That's really, really perfect tool. It's SpeedGirl, and if some SpeedGirl, these employees or these developers watching us, please, guys, you are doing really good job.
Okay, I shared that actually on the comment site, speedcurve.com.
Yeah.
You can use that. And Sinem also add a comment about this, about your topic.
yeah. That's,
okay.
That's really, I agree with that. It's not just for.
Thank you very much, Adi.
we can't talk because of this internet problem. I'm saying something, and another time you say something, and that's really a huge problem.
Okay, again, thank you very much, Adam, for your contributions. And thanks for all attendance right here. Don't forget to give a like or a comment, and to share that video if you want to support us somehow. So also, if you want to ask us anything about these topics or regarding SEO, marketing, content marketing, you can go through this link, boostras.studio/weekly SEO QA. So you can ask an anonymous question, or you can enter your name. And next week on Friday at the same time, we will answer that question right here at the live stream, with or without your name. So thank you very much for being with us. We are done.
See you.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.